Well, I tell you what, there's nothing like kicking off a new year with a Home of Economy podcast. Oh, yeah. Joining us in the studio today, Scott Pearson is here. How are you, my friend?
Super. How are you?
Super. I'm doing great. How was your Christmas?
Well, it was Christmas, right?
Yeah.
No, it was wonderful.
Yeah,
Wonderful.
Yeah. And New Year, did you tear it up?
No.
No.
But I did light fireworks.
Oh, you did? Okay.
Yeah.
Were you up at the lake or were you at home
Yeah,
or what?
Yeah. No. Yeah. I was up at the lake. Didn't do it downtown.
Okay. Oh, no, I suppose not downtown. We actually kind of did something similar. We had the flamethrower out at my house.
Oh.
And I tell you what, even about 5 gallons of unleaded still would not get my burn pit going because of the ice that's all over everything. But it was fun. We had a good time.
Yeah.
Happy New Year, by the way.
Yeah, thank you. Happy New Year to you.
I would bringing that up. It's nothing to do with what we're supposed to be talking about, but I would imagine you guys went through a few bags of salt last week too.
Yeah. Well, I mean, hundreds and hundreds of buckets.
Yeah,
I don't do bags.
Okay, buckets. Yep,
Yep.
that's what I used to. Yep.
Yep.
And it was crazy. I mean, I've never seen anything like that. It was weird. He's ringing away. Okay, you guys, January is a big month at Home of Economy. You've got sales in pretty much every department the way it looks, but let's get going here, and I want to start with the Amish Gallery. I usually take these home with me. I'm not going to today because of the Amish Gallery being the first thing on there, and if my wife gets her hands on it. But Smith Brothers sale, 24% off until January 19th. The 11th through the 30th clearance sale, up to 50% off on floor models. Those are some pretty big savings for the Amish Gallery.
Well, they are. They are. The Smith Brothers is our upholstered line. You know,
Okay.
it's Amish. A lot of people think of Amish as just,
Old wood stuff.
and
Yeah.
sticks and things like that.
Right.
But they make everything,
Mm-hmm.
and the Smith Brothers is beautiful upholstered furniture.
Okay.
And then of course, yeah, the clearance on all the floor stock. We have a large in-town inventory in the warehouse.
Sure.
So somebody comes in, you see a table you like, you can usually have that. We also will sell off the floor, but right now we got a clearance on all the floor stock, so it's a super deal.
Yeah, and a lot of that stuff, like you said, probably hasn't been on the floor very long either because you guys are always switching stuff out.
Right.
Okay. I tell you what, that's a great deal. It starts on the 11th, but folks, if you're looking for some furniture, go check it out now. All right. Nothing wrong with a little pre-buying. Handbills are out. In fact, going on through the end of the month. Boy, you got all kinds of things. $3 off the Power Zone 240 lumen LED handheld work light, which these things are getting so popular. I've got them laying all over the place now. $7 off the Master Lock 2-pack, 3/8 inch and 1 inch stainless steel padlocks. Can't say enough about padlocks, and that's too bad because everybody seems to be stealing everything nowadays.
Yeah.
And it's a shame. I mean, you got to lock anything up just to walk in the store for 5 minutes.
You have to lock everything.
Yeah, $6 off the electrics. 14. Was it 14?
14.3.
Oh, okay,
25 footer. Yeah.
Yeah, the 25-foot triple. Oh, a triple tape lighted red extension cord.
That's triple tap.
Yep. Okay, triple tap. $10 off Home Place apparel graphic hoodie. The apparel graphic, they're getting pretty popular, aren't they? These graphic hoodies.
Yeah. Yeah, and we've gone, a lot bigger on the hoodie. Huge selection. They're kind of number one item, lately.
Is that right? Because I'm a hoodie guy. I wear them a lot. But it seems like all of mine are racing ones, but they're given to me. So maybe I should, like I said, I got a Home of Economy gift card for Christmas. Maybe I should go use it on something besides
Tell
fishing
some
gear.
of your friends to hand out some 2X hoodies for your friends.
I know a couple. There you go. I will do that. Fishing sale, ice fishing sale is ending on January 16th. We've been talking about this, Scott. Some places there's ice. A lot of places it's not good ice. You have to be careful. Listen now. The sheriff's departments in different areas are telling you if it's safe or not. Up where you're at, it's safe. From what I understand, pretty good.
Yeah, well, I think it was just last week we lost a bomber.
Yeah,
tragic thing. There's good ice, there's bad ice. And most of Lake of the Woods has a foot of ice.
Yeah.
But then there's current areas with bad ice, and so be safe.
And a lot of people don't realize this, but a lot of the big resorts up at Lake of the Woods, their money making season is winter. It's not summer. They're making money on the ice fishing. That's what their whole year is based by. But tough times up there for them. But let's talk a little bit about this ice fishing sale. Again, ends January 16th. I mean, listen to these savings: 25% off all ice lures, 25% off all ice rods and reels, 10% off ice electronics. You can buy an Eskimo flip over ice house. You get a free Eskimo rod locker. 25% off all pop-up ice houses, 25% off flip over ice houses, 20% off all ice augers, 25% off Eskimo and Striker gloves and hats, 40% off ice coats, bibs, sweatshirts, and sweatpants. That seems like it's a way, way bigger sale than I think I've ever seen.
Yeah. Well, it's a little bit of a inventory clearance type of
Sure.
thing. Ice fishing hasn't been super yet this year.
Yeah, right.
So we're giving people some incentive to come in and get all your stuff.
Are you a big ice fisherman?
I'm not. I really enjoy it, but I don't own an ice house.
Yeah, I mean, if I was up there and I called you up and said, Scott, my house is warmed, I got 4 holes ready to go, come on over on your sled, would you be there?
Oh yeah.
Okay.
Oh yeah.
I'm kind of the same way.
No, I really like ice fishing, but with my schedule, it's
hard.
It's tough to find 2 days in a row. So.
Absolutely. For me, I'm lucky if I can I live right along the Red Lake River, and I do have some good spots close to my house that are good walleye spots, but it's just getting down to the river and back. It's pretty steep anywhere around there. So four-wheeler doesn't quite hack it. I need to get myself a snowmobile again is what I need to do. Yeah, obviously. Game Changer sale. Another big one. Ends at the end of the month. This is the kind of stuff that I'm all into. Well, pretty much everything we've talked about I am, but now we're getting into the stuff. I made myself about 12 pounds of jerky over the Christmas break, but now you got save up to $132 on select Lem grinders, $25 off of the Lem 3-pound sausage stuffer. Oh man, $35 off the Lem dehydrator, $9 off the Lem spring-loaded burger press. $7 off the 22-pound meat scale. I should go get one of those. $7 off, up to $7 off select CCI ammo, up to $12 off select Winchester ammo, and up to $5 off select Remington ammo. I don't know why I just didn't tell my family to go shopping for me at Home of Economy, because these are all things that I'm interested in. But when we talk about, I usually buy all my jerky mix, I buy all my rubs, everything from Home of Economy. But when it comes to the grinder, the stuffer, and the hydrators and the burger presses and things like that, I don't think a lot of people realize how many cooking, food, grilling related things you have at Home of Economy.
Yeah, I mean, I don't find myself needing anything from anywhere else. And of course, as you know, I do a lot of cooking and
Yes,
grilling.
you do.
And such, and we have everything.
Yeah, and when you look at some of these things, stuffers, grinders, they're not cheap items to buy, but they're good ones, and they're going to last you forever. I mean, you look at a sausage stuffer, some of these that I know people are using, they're probably 80 years old, and so these things will last forever. Now, the ammunition, a couple of years ago, it was tough to get ammunition, not so hard to get it anymore, but are you guys stocked up pretty good now that you're having the sales?
Well, we are. We've got pretty good selection. It isn't quite like the old days when you could have whatever you wanted whenever you wanted.
Right.
But we're, as a rule, every caliber is represented. You may not get exactly the load you were wishing for, but we're.
Is
the
there,
shelves are full.
Yeah, is there still some calibers that are tougher to get than others?
Yeah, that's always been the case. But the popular calibers, of course, are well represented.
Sure. Yeah, okay. January Bob's Bargain Sale. Boy, you just keep getting better and better here as we flip the page. $9 off Briar Colorful Breeds Paint and Play. $140 off the ValueMax LED flashlight with 3 AAA batteries. $10 off the LifeSmart 3-prong 13 to 1500 watt milk house heater. and $15 off the Tommy JD Monster Treads all-terrain tractor. The milk house heater, I'm going to look at that. I'm going to talk about that right now because at our hunting cabin, we have 2 hunting cabins in the middle of the woods, out in the middle of nowhere, and we have a porta potty that we had purchased from a guy, but we leave a milk house heater in it with a switch on in our cabin. So before we go out there, we can turn the switch. But the milk house heater took a crap on us. Isn't that funny? Heater took a crap and a crapper during deer hunting. So I got to get another milk house heater, but I mean, these milk house heaters, when we talk about products that have been around forever, the milk house heater has been, and what a gem of a little heater they are for whenever you're in a pinch, or maybe you do have a milk house or a chicken coop or something.
Yeah. I've had a milk house heater, in the house all my life.
Yeah,
It's something if you want to quick warm up a room or like you say, it's a good way to heat a space if you don't have another heater.
Yeah, and they're a pretty safe heater too.
Well, yeah, with the tip over and the guards and the box around it, the bulk of it, you put that much wattage in a small heater, but then you've got a pretty intense heat.
Sure. I know I got caught in that ice storm Christmas Day. I was in Fargo, and I got nailed. In fact, I had to bring my truck to the shop. I don't know if it was related, but by the time I got back to Grand Forks and into Grand Forks, my truck was so heavy it was shaking. I had so much weight on it from all the ice. I've got a smaller heater in my garage. I never normally even park my truck in the garage, but I did this time to try to just thaw it out. But then I ended up with, I don't have a drain in there either, so I ended up with an inch of water in my garage. But anyway, a couple of milk house heaters in there along with my heater would have made things way quicker and way easier. Yeah. Let's see here. Got this. Oh, boy. I forgot. Already coming up. We're not that far away from Valentine's Day.
Time flies.
We were. What store would we go into the other day? We were doing some Christmas shopping. Or it was Walmart. I don't remember. I was in with my wife picking up something, but they already had their Valentine's Day stuff going up, and it's like, oh, honey, look. It's like, oh, great, look. Sweetheart Buys, February 10th through the 23rd. You've got the February oil sale going on until the 29th. Bob's Bargains going on through the 29th. When the Bob's Bargains, what can we find in that sale?
Well, Bob's Bargains was something that we started doing fairly recently, and the idea was it would be the item selection would be sort of driven by store management. People that are people sitting in an office, they may not have a close touch with the consumer, right, with our customers. But store managers and people from the stores, they're talking to people. They know what people are asking for, and so the idea was that they would be something very timely.
Oh, sure.
That we had plenty of, and almost spontaneous sort of thing. A short, this week we decide that we're going to put an item up, and so next week the item comes out. And they're supposed, the idea for us is that they were really good deals and timely and something relevant to what's going on in our towns.
So if a guy wants to go up in February and say, hey, what are Bob's Bargains? Or they'll probably be listed, but you probably don't know that yet.
No.
Okay. And that kind of makes it more fun, I think.
Well, that was a little bit of the idea.
Sure.
Bob, of course, being Bob Keesaw, the founder of our company, and he did that.
Okay.
He did that a lot. He would somewhat spontaneously put an item out at a super bargain price, and that was our inspiration.
Sure, and
old ideas are the best sometimes.
Yeah, and how fun is that? Especially when you talk about an old idea, you put that up just out there, and then you just wait for word of mouth, and you can see how quick that people hear about these things. Because when there's a big sale, doesn't matter, word of mouth. They're going to get there. They're going to find out, and they're going to come. You got some of the stuff here. My Family dog ID tags. You can custom dog tags that you can engrave your pet's name on the tag. Is that one of those machine type things, or do you guys just do that on hand there?
Yeah, it's a machine.
Okay.
And I don't know how many. There must be 50 or 100 different design
sure
tags that you can pick from and then engrave on there whatever you like.
My dogs are chipped, but I still have the same thing. I made the ID tags for them. All I did was put their name on there and my phone number. That way, because how many times do you see as well, we found this dog and we don't know if he's chipped or not, and he doesn't, or he's got a collar on, and yeah, he's got rabies tags, but why not just add the other tag? It's so much easier for somebody because one time it was so funny. I had during one of our fishing tournaments, we had a family up from Montana that were staying with us, and it was the day they were supposed to go. He had a dog with him, and it took off. Well, what happened was he just ran to the end of our driveway. A car thought the dog was lost. So the car just stopped and opened the door and said, "Hey, puppy, are you lost?" Dog jumped right in their car. Next thing you know, the dog's at the East Grand Forks police station, and then they ship it over to the vets over there. Well, then, in long story short, he had to wait another day to be able to get his dog before he could drive home. If he would have had a tag on there like this, he would have made a phone call, boom. It would have been a done deal.
Yeah.
I recommend it. It doesn't matter how many tags are on there. In fact, every tag you add onto your dog's collar, they jingle a little more. I can hear them in the woods a little bit better. So there you go. One of the things I like to really buy at Home of Economy are those, the bigger, the bones. They're like the bones, and they're a little messy if you were to grab one when you take them out. But man, do my dogs love those things. If I have company and I wanna get rid of my dogs for a while to just go sit in the corner over there, I just give them each one of them. I don't hear a peep out of them for like 3 hours, but very popular. And here's another thing about when I buy my dog treats at Home of Economy. You can go somewhere else and buy the same thing, and it seems like they're usually a lot more money at other places. I'm not saying that so you raise your price, but you know what I mean? They are. I think I buy the majority of my dog treats there because I think they are way cheaper than anywhere else.
Well, I guess I don't shop around much for dog treats,
No.
but I mean, that is our philosophy. Really, is to provide super competitive pricing, and guaranteed lowest price, and we believe in that. We believe that that's what that's our place in the world, and so yeah, it's not a surprise, I guess, but it's nice to hear.
You got a lot of savings. We talked about the pop-up ice houses, the sled flip-over ice houses, gloves. This is the time of the year. If you drive a diesel, you got to have the diesel treatment, and you guys are almost always have that on sale in the winter, which is nice. These ultra cozy chairs, the lift recliner. This is so cool. Heat, massage. You got the gel memory foam, the heat wave technology, automatic footrest extensions. I'm telling you right now, I have got horrible knees. It takes me a while to walk fully erect once I sit up, but I need almost to get a chair like that. I hate to admit it, but I do.
For your TV room.
Well, exactly. Well, for that case, I could put one in every room.
Yeah.
Do they make them in a kitchen chair?
Just get one for my desk.
But but I mean, all of these are on sale. Good savings too. I did want to bring up a couple of things, not on the list here, but we went through your 12 days of Christmas, and gall darn it, I was in there every single one, hoping I was going to get to hear that I won one time. But have you got a picture contest going on now too? I thought I saw something on Facebook.
The calendar one?
Yeah, that's what it is.
That's the Rate Pass.
Oh, okay. Oh, it is?
Yeah.
I just saw something today about it, I thought.
I did too. I was going to actually ask the marketing department.
Well, see if she can dig it up on Home Economy's Facebook
Well, that's
page.
the problem with Facebook, I think, is if somebody comments on something that's a month old, it pops up in your feed.
Well, that could happen. That's just too bad. Now, this is something I like to ask people, and maybe you're not the right person to ask because you're there all the time, but if you were to win a $500 gift card for Home of Economy, where'd be the first department you would go to?
Wow. Well, of course, I personally buy about everything I need, but I suppose that it would probably be in the wood pellet area.
That's
I go
exactly
through
where I was figuring.
a lot of pellets with the Traeger, and I have pretty much all the accessories and things, but of
Sure.
course, pellets are something you consume. And that's.
With the way you grill and cook, I mean, you take pride in the food you make, and you're not just you don't just grill burgers. I mean, you're all over the place. Is there that new gadget that's out there yet that you're really thinking you might need to have? The reason I ask that is because my wife just got this. It's a probe, a cordless probe
Yeah.
that is all Wi-Fi. You just stick it in the meat.
The meter, probably.
Yeah, I think that's what it is.
Yeah.
I'd never heard of one. She's been using it now. I think she finds food in the freezer just to throw it in the oven just so she can use it. But is there that new gadget out there that was just a game changer for you, Scott?
Well, that would probably be it. You know, the ability to measure temperature in real time is huge. As far as, you know, some things it doesn't matter that much, but with beef and pork and chicken, you know, I just did a turkey here this weekend, and you know, how do you know it's done? Does it look done? You
Right,
know?
right.
But you know, maybe it's not. So by putting a probe in there, and I watch the temperature, and when the turkey hits 165 degrees, I know it's done and food safe. And,
Yep.
And without that, you're somewhat lost in playing guessing games, and then there's the potential downside, you know, as far as the food safety issues. So, you know, that would be I'm not really a gadget guy.
Yeah.
So,
Sometimes it's kind of nice to pride yourself on old school.
well,
you know?
yeah, that's,
You know,
and I'm getting old.
Yeah.
So. You know, there's a few items. Traeger has a what would you call it? A barbecue spatula. It's about 6 inches wide and weighs about a pound.
Yeah.
But a, you know, a really nice big spatula for it's got a cutting edge.
Oh,
and,
sure.
But that you know, I don't know how you could get by without that anymore.
Yeah.
You know, something big enough to lift a roast off the grill.
Sure. Yeah,
I
because
like that.
you see the people, they might have a regular size spatula and a fork, and they're trying to get it from here to there. And can I look at that again? Okay, here's what we're looking for. The calendar contest back. No, this is right? Okay. Back and bigger than ever this year at Home of Economy. Now, each month you can submit your favorite picture from the corresponding month. After the month is over, a winner will be chosen. That winner's image will be used in our 2025 calendar to be given out to the public. The winner will be entered to win an amazing grand prize at the end of the year. All you need to do is comment below a favorite picture to be entered to win for January. Please use images that anyone would like to see in a calendar. Good luck, everyone. You know, you guys, you like to kind of do that stuff. The contest, the 12 days of Christmas, the pie thing with the Herald. I mean, you guys are always doing things that, when you think about it, nobody else does those kind of things.
I like to have fun with.
Well, sure.
You know,
I mean,
work shouldn't necessarily be miserable all the time.
Right.
You know, no, I you know, it's a lot better when you can have some fun. And you know, there's a lot of fun things about work, getting to know customers and engaging, you know, with customers and things like that. And the photo contest was fun. I've got some friends that entered, and it's, you know, fun to see their work.
Sure.
And yeah, it's you know, really, it's trying to make work a little more fun, and shopping, you know, as well.
You know, we've talked about this before, Scott. The fact that I've been going to Home of Economy for so long, and the same people work there, it's got to tell you something about working there. But how cool is it to you when customers that you know back and forth, they know you know them on a first name basis, and it's only from seeing them in the store. I mean, that's pretty cool when it can get to that point. That shows you how much they trust your store and how much they believe in the products you have. But and the fact that they know you're just not some grudgety old man that doesn't know who you are and just says hello.
Yeah, I you know, recently just met somebody in the store that I knew from outside, just peripherally, and we were talking. He asked me if I remembered his dad, and we talked for a little bit, and it all came back to me, you know, from 50 years ago. You know, how much I really enjoyed visiting with his dad.
Yeah.
And I hadn't connected the two people together. So now I've got, you know, I've got somebody somebody new to
Right.
to be especially happy to see.
But that's kind of cool, isn't it?
It is for me.
I mean, for me too. And I had this conversation with somebody the other day about like running into old teachers that I had, or coaches or something like that.
You didn't have to hide when you saw that.
I mean, since we all have never changed since we were in school, but I get a kick out of that. I think that is so fun too. You know, talking to these people, and I still run into people. My grandfather was an old railroad guy back in my hometown, and I still run into people that, oh, gosh, I remember your grandpa Chink. He went by Chink. His name was Charles, but that's really cool when those kind of things happen.
Yeah.
You know, Winter, besides this weird stuff we got over Christmas, I mean, we had the Friday before Christmas, my sister was flying in from Alabama. It was so foggy that Friday, if you remember that. I knew she wasn't going to make it in, and they wouldn't tell her that. Well, in Atlanta, I'm telling her, you're not going to make it to Grand Forks. Oh, no, they say we're good. She lands in the cities. I said, you're not going to make it to Grand Forks. She was supposed to fly in at 5 to midnight or whatever. Nope, we're good. They said we're good. 5 minutes later, she calls me up. Nope, and I can't get there till Tuesday. This was Friday. We can get you up there Tuesday. I got my car the next morning, 3:45 in the morning, and I drove down in that fog all the way to the cities and picked her up, came back. But then we get that rainstorm on Christmas Day. But we don't have, at this time last year, how much snow did we have on the ground?
A lot.
A lot, yes. And it's coming. We know we're still going to get it. You know, you can cross your fingers and for the people that don't want snow and say, well, this is going to be it. Winter's done. It's not. You're still going to have to worry about things like salt, snow blowers, snow shovels, things like that. Are they all still available at Home of Economy?
Yeah. Actually, you know, we've run out of salt twice. We just brought a truckload in.
Yep.
And we're well stocked. We've got, you know, of course, we've got shovels and
Ice
tow
scrapers?
ropes and ice scrapers, and you know, we've got, yeah, you know, we do restock.
Sure.
We don't just buy once.
And you know, that's funny when you say tow rope, Scott. My nephew works at the mill, and he was supposed to be to work. It was the day after Christmas. They actually let him take the morning off because there was so many people in the ditch trying to get to work at the mill that he just went and drove all over the place pulling these people out of the ditches so they could get to work. But guys should have a tow rope with you. I think at all times. I have a tow strap in my truck, but I don't know if it would pull my truck out. But how important do you think is it, unless you want to spend a ton of money, you know, calling the wrecker service?
Well, I never go anywhere without a tow rope.
Right.
So that's how important I think it is. You know, I suppose that that's an individual decision.
Sure.
But you know, when I didn't always have a tow rope with me, you know, and you'd find somebody down in the ditch and they don't have a rope either.
Yeah.
Well,
Yeah.
now what?
Yeah,
You
right.
know? So even in your car, if you have something appropriate to the size of the car you're driving, then you know, someone can help you if
Right.
they come along.
You know, what I will usually do, because usually you're not going to find an old lady stuck in the ditch because she was out driving when she shouldn't have been. But like if it's a guy or something, I'll save my tow ropes in the back. You get down there and hook it up, and I will pull you out of the ditch. I'm not going to go crawl under your car. I'm not going to do any of that. But if you want to get out, I will pull you out. It's that easy.
Yeah, old ladies usually smart enough to stay home.
That's what I'm getting at. You're usually not going to find those out there.
It's guys like you and me that got to go drive around.
Yeah. just to make sure they're lying to me on TV. It can't be that bad.
Yeah.
Before we wrap it up, was Santa Claus good to you?
Well, you know, I become Santa Claus. So
You're kind of looking a little Santa-ish.
yeah, you know, Santa's always good.
Yeah, and some people tend to forget about what Christmas is all about. I know you guys, and I'm sure you had a wonderful Christmas.
Well, yeah, we did. We
Good.
did. You know, spending time with family. That's you know,
Yeah.
part of what it's all about.
Yeah, and if a guy could just forget about work and forget about everything else for just those couple of days, that's what we all try to do. But no, looking forward to 2024, Home of Economy. Always my first stop pretty much everywhere when I'm looking for anything. But I think it's going to be another great year. I'm looking forward to it.
Good. Thank you.
Anything you want to say before we cut you loose?
Should have shut my phone off.
Well, I guess that's a good parting word, huh?
Yeah.
Yeah.
That'll be good.
All
Okay.
right.
Thanks.
Yeah, you going up to the lake this weekend?
Yes.
Okay.
Yes.
Well, be careful. Good luck.
you.
All
Thank you.
right.
Okay.
All right. There you go. Scott Pearson. He is back. There's your Home of Economy podcast. Tell you what, again, I want to tell you about this Amish gallery sale, that clearance sale with the stuff on the floor models up to 50% that kicks off on the 11th. Go check it out now, all right? You might find something else you want. Home of Economy, they're all over the place. I can't wait till the next one. Take care, everybody.